Hello, everyone. My name is JD Calderon, and this is Indie Comics Explained. Yet again, I brought another fantastic group of independent comic book creators. So please hit like, hit subscribe, share the video, let everybody know we're here. And without further ado, this guy has returned.
What's up, everybody? I'm Dee Rosario from Unstoppable Comics. Been making books since 2008 and trying to find a way to keep the lights on so I can make the next one for the last 18 plus years. What's going on?
That's why we have Tom, because he does nothing but keep the lights on.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I guess so. At least in this room, the lights are on, so that's a good sign.
That's a good sign. Or is that just sunlight?
It's a little bit of sunlight. Yeah, it's a little bit of sunlight. But no, there's real electricity in this house. It is a lake house, but it is not that much of a lake house. So yeah, we're doing all right. We're packing books. I got 3 days to finish this stuff up before we're off to San Diego, so I'm exhausted. So Rosario, you got to pick up the power level tonight. It's all on you.
So, Tom, I have to be really, really honest with you. The only thing I'm concerned about is you get my book out. Thank you.
Oh, it's in the hallway right now.
Okay, good. All right, let's.
I just posted a picture of just piles of books going out. I don't know if yours is in the pile that's going out tomorrow, but it's all in the hallway getting labels put on them. So yeah.
All right, cool.
You guys will have them probably, I would guess, by the time Rosario does his show on Friday. I would assume you guys would have them by then.
All right.
Cool. Right. Mr. Fred, how are you?
Guys?
Introduce yourself.
Doing great, guys. My name is Fred Schwartz. I am the writer and creator of Fisticuffs and the owner and operator of Schwartz Art. So happy to be here today and hang out with you fine gentlemen.
Damn, you lie well. But anyway.
Oh, no, the happiness is real, dude.
I meant the fine gentleman thing.
Well.
Chris,
I didn't say which ones. I mean...
No, I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. My name is Chris, owner and writer of Crystal Inc. So I have no real big intro.
Okay, fair enough. Frank, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, hello. So my name is Frank Osgood. I'm a first-time creator. I'm creating a comic book called Moonhogs, and my first time on the show. And I guess I'm the first time traveler on the show as well. Since I'm beaming.
I don't know. Have we had? I thought we had somebody from Australia at some point.
Yeah, we've had a couple guys.
So there's a couple of time travelers. Yeah.
And I've had another guest from Japan as well.
Oh, okay. Okay. People beat me to the clock then.
Cool. Calderon is the J.D. Roddenberry of these types of shows. Like he comes to you from.
What's up, Nandor? Please introduce yourself.
All right. What's up, guys? Hey, JD. Thanks again for having me on your show. Pleasure to be here. My name's Nandor Fox Shaffer. I'm writer and creator of books such as Manchild, The Fabled Offering, Lifeline, and something I'm working on currently, Seasons, which I've been working on for a while. And Volume 3 is right now up for pre-launch on Kickstarter, but also Seasons Volume 1 was picked up by Source Point Press and will be released in shops starting September 9th. And so FOC is August 17th, and can't wait to talk about it.
All right, cool. All right, I got a quick question answer for Mr. Lennox. No. He's asking, is there any new anime I'm checking out? Although the Armager guys that I worked with before were doing Tenchi Muyo, they're putting out an anime, so I'm backing them. So I would say check those guys out. All right. So, gentlemen, I'm sure everybody got to see the show question. I'm just curious, right? We answer all these weird questions, but we barely ever talk about how we're doing. So, what's going on with you and your comics? All right. And Nando, you know how it works. Last man in, first man up. So you're first man up.
Yeah. So I got to say, last year in 2025, it was my best year in comics. I've been making comics for almost a decade. I started when I was in my late teens, early 20s. And, I've been putting out one book per year. Sometimes they're graphic novels. So they're, large, like 80 to over over 100 pages, and I've been slowly but surely building my portfolio, and that's something that's been a goal of mine, is to create a wide variety of titles, to show people what I'm capable of. And I just launched my website, foxholecomics.com, for people to buy my own creator-owned work, so people can pick up all my books there. And this year's been really great for me because I've been getting a lot more work for hire, for different people hiring me for their doing freelancing and working on other people's IPs and characters, and that's been new for me. I've only ever worked on my own stuff, and so it's been really great for me to stretch my muscles as a writer, but also just as a storyteller and collaborator to work with other people and their characters, and that's been really fulfilling. And from then on, talking about specific series, seasons. I've been working on this book for a very long time. It's a 4-volume project, and this was the first book that I ever put out on Kickstarter in like 2018, 2019. For it to be picked up by a publisher and to be distributed into comic book shops has been a huge goal of mine too. So like that's really exciting, and I can't wait for more people to read it and hopefully build an audience. I feel like I'm finally getting out there in the way that I've always wanted to, and to kind of prove myself in a way that I've always wanted to. And it's all been about perseverance. It's all been about like not giving up and continuing on this journey. And I've asked a lot of writers who've been and creators in the industry who have been a part of the industry for much longer than I have, and have always been seeking advice and looking for ways to improve my titles and my output and just my brand. And all of that advice has accumulated in a way that I feel like I'm finally seeing the fruits of my labor in ways that I hadn't before. And so I'm really excited about the future, and I'm really excited about going to San Diego too myself in a couple weeks, and it'll be my first time there. And I just can't wait to talk with some of my heroes in the industry, and follow up with people that I've met before. And so yeah, at this point in time, I'm super stoked. And the other big thing that I'm really looking forward to is I have a project that was picked up by Gungnir Books that will be released next year. That's a 150-page graphic novel, and it's a post-apocalyptic noir. It's a genre that I've never written before and worked on before, and it's a project that is like kind of been the most personal. And to be able to work with Steve Orlando as my editor on that book, and to eventually put that out there in bookstores and comic book stores everywhere is awesome. So I'm really looking forward to next year and the rest of this year too.
All right, cool, very nice, very nice. Congratulations on the pickup from what was the publisher again?
Yeah, so Source Point Press, and then Gungnir Books.
Gungnir. Okay, cool, very nice, very nice. Fred, what are your thoughts?
That's going to be a really tough act to follow. But yeah, so first time creator for myself, and the title's called Moonhogs. And what the story behind that is, I had started writing it back in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm doing the writing, the pencils, inking, basically everything is I'm doing. And yeah, it's been a really, really tough haul, and I don't want to go through that again. But I made the first 2 issues, and I put it up in Global Comics back in 2024. And I just realized that the comic book quality is not the quality of the book is just not where I wanted it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to rebrand it and reboot it as a crowdfunding product on Kickstarter. And so I retooled the whole thing just mainly took it apart by scratch. Now I have a 48 issue number 1, Moonhugs issue number 1, and it's about right now it's about more than 3/4 of the way through, as far as like the coloring, digital coloring goes, and all the pencils are finished. And I'm hoping to get it launched as soon as I get more followers on the Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, like, so trying to like reinvent myself as a comic book creator happened back in around the COVID era.
Okay.
COVID time was a time for me where I was able to like launch several social media sites for myself, and little by little, it started out with fan art, and I'm still really big on doing fan art. Drawing and creating is basically where I come, like that's my forte.
Mm-hmm.
And just years and just building on my portfolio little by little. I've been going to comic book conventions as well, local in Japan. Went to the I'm based out of Osaka, so I went to the Osaka Pop Culture Convention back in this year of February, and I'm going to go again. They have a second session in September, and I also went to the Japan Comic Art Expo in Tokyo back in May, and I'm going to go again for the fall session in November. So it's basically combination of grassroots, building up my brand, and as well as with social media and podcasts as well, hoping to get the word out for Moonhogs, my comic.
Now, those conventions you were going to, were you going as a fan, or were you tabling as like a creator?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I was in the artist alley. I was
Nice.
Creator and artist as well.
Okay. How do you because I'm curious, because obviously I'm not in Japan, I'm in New York, but like, how is the atmosphere as far as for independent books, like, because you're obviously outside of the main scope of what's going on, so I mean, how is that received?
Yeah, it is like, for example, Kickstarter is not a big thing in Japan, so it's almost like what I'm doing, it's like two separate worlds in a way, because I am going to these events as an artist alley, and I am trying to spread the word of my own original characters. But when I go to these conventions, mainly they're looking for fan art for Western Batman, Spider-Man, Superman, stuff like that. So it's mainly 80% fan art, but I am trying to little by little get more people to be interested in my original stuff, and how that pans out. I don't really know. That's a work in progress, and hopefully they're gonna start going beyond just the big IPs out there from the big two.
So is a Comic-Con to me, I'm thinking Comic-Con in Japan is manga and anime. Is that still the primary, or is it like still Batman, Superman, Spider-Man? Like, what's sort of like the mix?
Yeah. They have a whole bunch of, they have like a lot of conventions. Some of them are like just a manga based, and then some of them they have some conventions that are just strictly for independent creators.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But it's very hard for me to crack into that, just because I'm not like I don't have any like manga pieces. I do mainly like Western comics rather than manga. And to answer your first question, there is a growing audience in Japan for Western comics, like Marvel and DC, and some of the others as well. They're developing their appetite for that as well. So that's a growing market. And these conventions that I went to, the Osaka Pop Culture Convention and the Japan Comic Art Expo, they were mainly, I would say it was 80% based on Western IPs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Between 70 and 80%. Yeah.
See, isn't that crazy? Like over here, manga is starting to have this real heavy push, and now Frank's like, yeah, but on the going the other way, the Western books are starting to have a push that way. Like it's interesting.
Yeah, a little bit both.
Yeah, that's cool. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I may have missed a question or the prompt somewhere because I was like, is it in the chat? Where'd it go?
It's the show question. It's what's going on with you and your comics.
Okay, well, number one is that I don't read. I just found it. There it goes. What's going on? This is the year to try new stuff. You've had me on the show before.
Yeah.
And you know that I do a lot of anime and manga inspired comic books. So this is the year where I decided to go, well, let me take a crack at the Western superhero genre and see how that works out. Mm-hmm. So that's just kind of what I'm looking forward to seeing, and this is what we're going to showcase here. But other than that, I'm still doing a lot of the in-person pop-ups. I don't do conventions as much because every convention I go to, they act like they want to be in the indie space, and then when they have an actual indie person there, the crowd is about they want you to do what is already been established. So I stopped doing those because they were a waste of money for me for the time being. But I do a lot of pop-ups at bookstores, and I have a small not really announced deal with a local wrestling promotion here in Indiana that's going to be holding a lot of our wrestling comic books. So that's something that I can't wait to really announce that. But other than that, just winging it. Also, I cut my hair. So thank you, JD, for not noticing it. Like, jerk.
All right. That's funny because every other time you've been on the show has just been your icon.
Well, no, the last time I was on here, I was like, I'll turn the camera on. Why not?
Did you? I remember. I could have sworn it was just the icon.
No, I'm gonna go right back to the icon now. No more face.
Well, the icon has the hair, so it's a lie.
That's true. We are gonna be doing a new one, so just give it about 3 weeks.
All right, cool. All right, but listen, you look good.
So thank you. There you go. That's all I needed. Now it's all worth it.
Fred, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. So,
and Fred, before you start, your hair looks great too.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I always put my best foot forward onto it. Thank you. I just appreciate the love. What was the question? I don't read either. No. Yeah, comics. So right now, it is about cranking Fisticuffs out to the end. It is Fisticuffs, for those of you that don't know, it's a 7-issue miniseries. We just finished book 4. We'll talk a little bit about that, I'm sure, when we get into the Kickstarter stuff. But we're getting ready we are just rolling along, fulfilling this one. We're finishing up the tech stuff on the comic. We're going to fulfill this right away, and we're going to try to get 5 out in probably like early October. So the goal is to progress along until all 7 issues are done and the trade, and we're just going to take in whatever comes along as it comes. Like Nandor, I'm on, I think I have like 3 short stories and anthologies and things coming out over the course of the next year. Looking to keep growing those and other things. And then I have, I think I've talked a little bit about Stan and I are collaborating on like an epic fantasy project that's going to be coming out beginning of next year, it looks like now. And then I have another project that I would like to get back to and release as like a 5-issue mini when Fisticuffs is done, but that is not until that's done. So yeah, right now where I'm at is not losing focus, finishing this story, and trying to develop any other side projects or writing gigs that come along, and any opportunities to I've been lucky enough to try to get to do some cool different genre stuff. And I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about a lot of that shit, but for now I'll keep my tongue bit, and when I do, I'll be here talking your ears off about all that.
All right. So what exactly is this hidden project? What's the name?
What? JD, I don't divulge secrets, man, even to like trusted allies.
Listen, nobody's watching. It's okay.
Okay, in that case,
You know.
no, I'm just kidding. But you'll be the first one to get a signed copy of Spider-Man when it hits the shelf.
Yeah, boy.
I was kind of hoping for the Avengers, but okay.
You know what? Let's see how I do on this one. I'll see if I can let me hit 4 or 5 other characters. But
There you go. All right, cool.
I was just like, fuck this guy. He's on the blacklist now.
Mr. Hutchison.
I'm a year out from last year's stumbling block, so I'm still kind of in catch up mode, but I'm definitely caught up. The year has been not without its own trips, but I kind of in my brain got myself to realize, it's almost start over. 16 years I've been doing this, but we're starting over. A lot of the artists that we've worked with over 16 years have moved on to Marvel, DC. I mean, one of the first guys that drew Critter for 10 years for me is drawing Batman and Robin now. So, it's do over time. It's start over, and it's find artists that aren't just here for a minute and then gone the next day. It's talking to these guys and saying, look, this is long term. I need you here for this volume. I need you here for at least one more volume. Finding the guys that want long-term work. That's hard. That seems like that's an easy thing, but it is not an easy thing. But I've got a couple of guys now that are excited about long-term work. They're excited about the books. So for me, I just have to kind of keep my hard focus throughout this year, get our Legend of Oz anniversary stuff out, keep that on time so that when we get to Critter next year, it'll be smooth sailing, because I hired a new artist for Critter for the series for next year. That'll start in January, but he's already drawing the book right now. So we're getting so far ahead that next year should be like finally the wind hits the sails right and everything is sort of, just cruising along, and it can run on almost autopilot. There's always like things go wrong, but there shouldn't be anything large scale slowing us down at this point. So, and that's the part that's been sort of through all of this through the last few years. It's the part that's been working kind of always in the background is Critter at Antarctic Press. It's just it kept coming out, comes out every 2 months. People are finding it. People are finding me at cons, and they're like, oh, I get this at my store. Why is there like all these issues that I don't know about? I'm like, well, let me tell you, because this is the third printing of this book, and you guys are finding it like it's brand new. But that new audience is really vibing on it. I just got a store order on my web store today, and when they order, they can like put little notes or something in there if they want. And the note said Critter from Antarctic Press. So he found us and came to the web store because he bought the stuff from Antarctic Press. So I was like, God damn, this is working, man. This is crazy to watch this character like find this audience while simultaneously, in reprints, while simultaneously we're doing more product for it forward, so that the old audience is getting new stuff. So it's been great. It's been fantastic. And I'll be at San Diego Comic-Con this year for the first time in like a decade, because AP said I could come out and take space. And so we'll be having Critter front and center at San Diego Comic-Con in 2 weeks, which is fantastic. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
All right, cool. Jay.
All right, so Unstoppable Comics has a lot planned for this year and for next year. We already released one book. I'm trying to hit the goal of knocking out 6 Kickstarter campaigns before the end of the year. So that would be Vicky that finished up early in the year. Vicky issue number 2. I just finished up the campaign of Storm Chasers Volume 2. I'm about to launch New York versus the World number 1 remastered in full color. After that, I'm looking at Vicky Sticks number 3. Hopefully, I can push that out before New York Comic Con. Then after the con, we're looking at Shield of the Interceptor number 7. And if I can get it in before the end of 2026, Vicky Sticks number 4. So that brings me to 6 releases in 2026. 2027, we're looking at definitely Shield of the Interceptor number 8. Unless Vicky doesn't make it out, then we'll push her back to the beginning of 2027. Storm Chasers, issue number 9, coming back with that one. And then one of the cool things I got going on is that some of the stretch goals in Vicky Sticks number 3, Shield of Interceptor number 7, and hopefully Vicky Sticks number 4 will have short 8-page stories that are going to be stretch goals. So they're going to be free digital rewards. But once all of those 3 stories are going to be gone, that is going to be launching Unstoppable Comics Presents number 1. We're going to reprint that in physical copies, have that ready for everybody. And Unstoppable Origins Volume 1 and Shield of the Interceptor Volume 1 are almost all sold out from my initial order years ago. And I am thinking of reprinting them, but following the DC pattern and shrinking it to the manga size, doing the digest size, right? But that's going to come with a lot of work. I don't know if I could pull that off, right? Because we're reformatting a lot of the lettering and stuff like that, so everything could fit in there. But if that's what's moving, we got to follow that trend, baby, right? Hitting more conventions and trying to make sure that the wife doesn't kick me out the house because I got to bring in that money. You know what I mean? And if I don't, I'm moving in with somebody. So get ready.
If she does,
with Frank in Japan.
You can store your toys with me. I'll watch them for you.
Let me tell you, I think the only warning sign you have is if you see Galactus is missing, that's where you know things are coming. So,
let me make an offer to you first for Galactus. I miss that boy.
Just don't lowball me. Just don't lowball me. That's all. Right?
That's all
and I want to apologize to Chris. Yeah, Chris, this is not the first time I've been on the stream with you, right? I just didn't recognize you because I always saw that digital image of you before, dude. You know,
It's going back up.
It's nice to finally see your face, dude.
Do I look familiar to you now?
Yeah, 100% now. Bud.
Now I know who you are.
He just found out he cut off his own trademark and he didn't realize it.
Man, I didn't know it was moving like that.
Yeah, brother.
All right. Let's see. Currently, I have 2 campaigns running. I think I've already run 6 for the year so far, plus these 2. And I got probably another 4 or 5 to run before the end of the year. Daphne and I just recently completed the campaign for Rod Espinosa's Adventure Finders, which was the first time we've ever represented somebody on Kickstarter. And we're looking for more of those. And we actually have a couple of people who are lined up. So that's going to be interesting. Those will probably be out either later this year or in 2027. What else? I think that's about it. You know, just more campaigns. Like we're probably looking to do shows again, but we're going to be doing smaller local shows. You know, probably within an hour or 2 drive, maybe 4 hours would be tops, going down to Baltimore. I think that's it. I mean, you know, the drive right now is just really, really just to get Oswald done for me. Because I recently took a look at the last 14 stories. And I was kind of shocked because they're not as long as I remember them being. Like, I'm thinking like they're 90, I'm thinking my scripts are 90 to 100 pages. And they're like 40 pages. Some are like 15 pages. I'm like, oh, I might be able to be done in 2 or 3 years. So, like, yes.
Nice.
I'm really happy about that. So I don't know how my artists are gonna feel about that, you know, but I have other work for them, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm just the thing about just moving forward. I just wanted to hear how everybody else was doing, and you know, what's going on with them, what's going on with you guys. Jay.
All right, here we go.
Sir.
Here we go. Based off of tonight's show question, if you don't hit your comic book goals for 2026, What do you do? How do you pivot? Where do you go next?
I quit. I'm out.
Yeah. Tom's gonna tear off all his artwork and be like, "Screw it, I'm done." Godzilla. Who needs Godzilla?
The only thing I'm keeping is that laser blast piece. That's the only thing I'm keeping. Everything else goes in the trash.
There you go.
Well, like, what do you do? Do you sell? Do you sell the farm? Do you go to work on a new farm? Do you what's your pivot, your readjustment like, or do you just take the hat off?
All right. Well, let's start in the way. Let's start, Frank. Why don't you go with that one? Since you're up.
This is going to be my first Kickstarter, so like it's my next pivot, maybe if it doesn't go, Indiegogo or some other platform.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I was just like listening, and some of you have like 5, 6 projects on the go. Like you guys, you have all these things on the back burner and side burner and front burner, and then I just can't when.
Yeah, but sometimes that makes the oven way too hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
That room gets hot.
Oh yeah.
When you were starting out, was it just like one project?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I started with 2.
I started with 5. But I mean, it was weird because the reason I started in 92 when I was a kid, and I was dealing with a bunch of other kids. We're all in high school together, right? And I started with them probably in 88, 87. And there was like 5 or 6 of them. One of them had a project, so that's why I was like 5 or 6. So
JD started the exact year I was born. Just to let y'all like fathom that real fast.
Chris, I'm sorry I don't like you anymore.
I said this last time to you as well.
I'm sure you did. I probably, because of the year I started at, I don't remember.
I'm here.
You made me feel old too, Chris. I graduated high school in 93. I'm like, damn, man.
90, wow.
I had a question for you, Frank. Do you feel like your Kickstarter goal, like the number, the amount that you want to raise, do you feel like it will be like a reasonable goal, or have you gotten that far yet where you've thought about all the production costs and what that might be like?
See, like, first of all, with the goal, I want to get to at least, maybe about 150, 160, maybe 200. This is the first time.
That's very low. Yeah.
Yeah, because I really don't know. What is it? What's the number? Is it about 10% of followers that that convert to supporters? So I'm not sure if there's a magic number with that.
It's not an exact number. It's kind of like a guideline that people follow. So like if you got 100 people following you, expect maybe about 10% to maybe back
10% that will convert. Yeah.
That doesn't always happen, more or less.
But conversely, I've seen as high as 40 or 50%.
Wow.
So yeah, it depends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my next thing is to finish it up, because I know that's a big bonus to have, is when your book is actually like finished, meaning like all the artwork is complete. But in the meantime, so I'm about 10 pages almost out, and then in the meantime I'm gonna start with it's a little bit overdue, but I gotta get the video out. And promote more. And then as far as, because I'm out of Japan, I'm expecting most of my customers will want the digital copy. So I'm not really as far as production costs, I'm probably going to use print on demand. And
you could always it may be wise for you to consider hiring somebody to fulfill out of the United States for you. So that way, you're not having, they're not paying exorbitant shipping fees. It's like somebody, you pay a small percentage, and then they order the books in the United States and ship them to the United, because probably most of your backers are going to be United States. If you are able to ship out of the United States, so that might be something worth considering.
Yeah,
Okay.
one of the services I would suggest going along with what Fred just said is, I believe Kablam. Don't they offer that service? Yeah. So I would definitely consider them.
Okay, let's have like hire somebody to send out all the orders that I copy.
Yeah,
or that
you find a printer that has fulfillment services, so they'll print your books and then they'll pack and ship them too.
Right. Yeah, especially ones in the States.
So
Like
the most
time is one of them. Sorry.
the most expensive order is going to be whatever they ship to you in Japan. Like everything else will be what they're shipping. Like it saves you a lot of, and even your books in Japan, you could actually compartmentalize it completely. You can do only your U.S. orders in U.S., and then if you want to get books for you to sell at cons, you can order those in Japan, so you don't have to pay higher shipping, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a company that not Kablam? I'm talking about like the company that does the shipping from America.
I have a friend that does one that does a shipping service. If you hit me up afterwards, I can put you in contact with her.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of like I'm flying blind in a way here because it's my first time doing this. So
Well,
it's quite the journey.
This is the group to ask. So if you
Yeah.
got questions, this is the group.
Yeah.
'Cause
Thank you.
We've all done multiples. So
Yeah.
and we've run across probably just about every problem you're gonna have. We've dealt with it. So if you got a question, ask. Whether it's on the show or after the show. Like, you can always reach out afterwards. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Well, let me just drop this hypothetical to you. That can't happen because I have 4. It doesn't show up on the damn screen. I have 4 WWE wrestlers that have this right now in their hands. I won't say who they are because I have a fear I'm gonna get backlash. That's a little wrestling humor for people that like to watch wrestling. Backlash. I'm sorry. It was a little bit raw for you. Let me lay the SmackDown on you real fast. If I happen to not hit my quota, then I just try again next year. I went into this as a hobbyist 3 years ago, and I found out that the hobbyist route's pretty cool because it lowers expectations. But over time, I realized that I had an actual drive and I had an actual product that could be a lot bigger than what it is. So I try to broaden the scopes up a little bit here and there, but with that going on, if I happen to fail, then just go do it again. And you do it again until you realize you can't stop, or you can stop and realize that there is a hole. Because I don't want to end up like JD, couch surfing with one of you guys, which we may be in the same boat depending on how next year is. Not this year. This year's fantastic. Next year is my do or die if I'm going to keep doing this or not.
Way to be.
All right, cool. Mr. Fred, what do you think?
I said nothing about couch surfing. I'm only taking in the figures. JD is not. I don't have space for you, sir. I wish I did.
He has a dog.
Parker's too temperamental, but the figures I've got I got shelves that are just kind of empty. They look great. I'm gonna knock on wood before I say anything stupid. It's gonna come back to bite me in the ass later. But in terms of the goal of finishing Fisticuffs, like I said, it's 7 issues. All 7 are drawn. 5 is being colored now. 6 and 7 are flatted. So, hopefully we're close enough to the finish line that I don't have to, I can keep going, especially the way that, campaigns. See what happens, JD? No, Uncle JD is not moving in. He's not. No, just his toys. Stop or you're out. You're going to go out. Really scared of you, JD. He does not like that idea. No, I think the goal is to, I'm just going to keep pressing through and getting this done. The real concern is, what comes next, what what other projects I'm going to be able to get off the ground, how many. Like, my goal is to be where Mr. Calderon is over here, where you've got a few going at a time, and you're able to do, and like Nandor was saying, able to show like the different genres and different styles and types of stories that you can do. So the main concern right now is growing that catalog and trying to get to do more stuff, so that I can live in a bigger place that can afford me, Parker, and JD. But but one step in front of the other, right? My goals right now is Fisticuffs 5, and then 6, and then 7, and then I'll reassess. And like I said, I've been fortunate with a couple of side projects. I hope they keep adding on, and I hope I can keep I'm more than willing to take more on. So yeah, just hope it keeps moving. And like the other guy said, like quitting is not an option. I wrestled my freshman year in high school. I went 0-6. They before I found out that I had to wrestle against a girl. They told me don't wrestle against the girl, because if you lose, you lost to a girl, and if you win, nobody will count it because you only beat a girl. And I said, I'm going to win anyway, and I lost, but that's okay, because then I wrestled 6 more times that season, and I lost all 6 of them. So honestly, like I'll lose 13 times without a win, and I'll keep going. So I'm fine. So
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, well, it didn't feel good at the time, believe me, but now it's like kind of a fun story to tell.
It's a good story.
You earned that story, Fred.
Oh, believe me, my tears are in that story too. It was unfair. I should have never been wrestling at the weight class I was. I was too doughy, and probably hadn't gone all the way through puberty yet. And that's another story for another day.
All right, cool. Nandor, what are your thoughts? Nandor, we can't hear you. Nope. I see your lips moving, I swear.
Can we dub him?
Yeah, it says he's muted now.
Yeah, now you're muted.
Are we good?
There
Now
you
you're
go.
good. Yeah,
Cool. I don't know what was up. Sorry about that.
that's all right.
So I was just saying that I kind of have to separate my goals. I've learned after doing this over a handful of years, I kind of have to separate my goals between the things that I'm in control of and the things that I'm not in control of. And like some of those things would be, I'm not in control of how fast an artist draws a book. Like I can be encouraging, I can check in, I can try to create a schedule for them. But if we have a good collaboration, and I know they're doing their best work, that's all I'm looking for, is their best work. And so the last thing I want to do is be a like cracking a whip here and being a bad collaborator, because I know how much time I need for my own stuff and to process things and to work on things. And so, like, for example, a goal of mine is to have Man-Child issue 4, the art for that, all done before we launch a Kickstarter for it, and to also have all of the probably like 70 to 80% of all of Seasons Volume 3 Fall, all of that art done before we launch the campaign. And that's a big upfront investment for me, because that book is almost 150 pages, around 150 pages. So like making sure that I'm letting people know about it, I'm promoting it, while also making sure that people don't have to wait long for it. That's something that have been trying to get better at. I've always been on time with my Kickstarter books, but I want to be early, like I want to impress people with my delivery time. And I'm always very transparent, and I always update my backers on if there are any delays or where we are in the process. But I really, because I know of how big of a commitment a graphic novel like that is, I'm doing my best to not like set unattainable goals for myself, to where it's like, oh yeah, we're going to launch this, on this date. And it's like, well, it kind of depends on my artist and like where we are with the book, and if we can keep the schedule. but we're getting closer and closer, and I'm really feeling confident that we'll be able to, finish all of the art for these 2 projects this year and launch the campaign for Volume 3 probably around September or October. Um, so with that said, the other goals, like, kind of that are in my control, are the ones like being able to go to San Diego Comic-Con. Like, that's something I've always wanted to do since I was a kid. I've never been, and I'm going as a professional with a professional badge, and so I'll be able to hang out with other writers and creators, and um, bring my portfolio to talk with editors, and to um, show some pitches that I've been working on this year. That's something that has been um, a new kind of development for me. Is while I've been working on my own creator-owned crowdfunded books, I've also been pitching things to publishers and trying to create more. I'm trying to, like, expand my ability as a writer and kind of learn the art of pitching things, and what that's like, and how I can refine my own storytelling capabilities by doing that, and talking with people about projects that I want to collaborate on with editors that I admire, or other artists that are working for these companies. And so that's a goal of mine, is to go to San Diego and bring these pitch packets that I've made, and reach out to people and follow up with people and see if something gets made. Like, I'm very I don't have any big dreams of, like, oh, I'm gonna have this amazing story where something gets picked up, but I'm just trying to build those connections and have a great time there, and show people that I can put my money where my mouth is, and that I have the portfolio and the catalog to back up what I can do. And that's something that's really important to me as a creator. Because if people ask me, well, like, what have you been working on? And I'm like, well, I have, you know, 3 graphic novels that I've made, and 5 single issues, or exercise issues that I've made. And I've been putting out a book every year, and I'm not stopping. Like, I really love making comics. It's become, like, another way to breathe for me. It's like that's really just, it's a part of my daily routine, and trying to make that creativity something that I nurture on a weekly basis. And so yeah, I mean, so far, like, some things are up in the air, but I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. So even if I do hit some roadblocks, or things don't work out the way I want them to this year, um, I'm cool with that. I have a good attitude about it, and I'm still excited about what could happen.
All right, cool. Tom, what are your thoughts?
I mean, it's been 16 years. I've been through all the nonsense. I've seen all the nonsense. You either embrace that nonsense is part of this, or you're gonna have a miserable time in a creative life, because no matter what you plan, there's so many pieces in the chain for everything that you're doing. You write, someone draws, ink, color, letter, print, ship. There's so many chains just to going to a con. It's inevitable that somewhere a link is going to break, and you just have to be like, all right, let's take a minute, let's weld it back, and go again. I think really the key is to just, if something goes wrong, figure out, if you can, figure out why it went wrong. And whatever the answer is, try and solve that issue, to go forward. But you always have to keep rolling forward. Comics don't stop. If you stop, that's the only time when comics stop, is if you stop. And if you stop and the comics stop, there's so much content in this world that it only takes a snap of a finger, and your fans will be like, well, there's other things I can do if this isn't working and this isn't happening. So, you got to at least be semi-consistent in putting out whatever it is you're putting out. And if there's problems, you just tell people, hey, we had a problem. Our printer messed up. Shipping's a problem, whatever it is. because most of the time the fans will be like, yeah, we got it, it's fine. Listen, Jim Lee's like 6 months behind on Batman, and we all fall behind, right? So most of the time people will be like, yeah, we get it, it's cool, just keep us updated. So for us, it's like, for me, it's I'm trying to find that sort of what do they call it? I'm trying to kind of find that fountain of youth to kind of re-energize me after last year and put me back on, like, let's go, because I've lost the let's go drive for sure. I've gotten very comfortable with what we do. I know what we do. I know how it works. But I know that if I put it in the next gear, there's more. And so that's why I'm really kind of powering into next year's stuff to make sure that there are as few bumps in the road as possible. We're driving into 2030, which will be our 20-year anniversary, where I'm really kind of hoping that we have some, if not something exists, some sort of an announcement that we have one of these things being turned into a movie or something that's so close to happening that it's breaks my brain that I can't really talk about it, because as soon as I start saying like this in January, nope, it's over. It's all going to fall apart. So as soon as it's locked in, as soon as we have contracts and things or whatever, we'll talk about it. But that's sort of like that long-term goal, and that's sort of putting an extra bit of juice in everything that I do. Is like, hey, look, we have like this goal. Like 20 years is just a few years away, and let's be ready for that. Let's be able to celebrate that in like a monumental way, and that means keeping the books going and building the infrastructure so that there's as few bumps in the road as possible. Yeah.
Cool. I guess I got to answer the question. I don't think I've ever hit any of my goals for a year ever, like, because I set it at a level that it's not really achievable, right? And I do that on purpose because, if you shoot for the stars, maybe you'll hit the moon, right? And that's really what it is for me. It's like, if I hit the moon, I'm happy, right? If I hit the stars, I mean, something happened. But, it rarely ever does that ever occur. But, I do set the bar a bit high. And like I said, the reason for that is so that I can try to push myself to exceed, right? And it's difficult. And like Tom says, you get comfortable, right? You're just like, oh, well, I'm making these numbers, and I'm doing this thing, and I just got to continue doing those things to keep this manageable, right? So that's why, like, this year I said, well, I'm going to try to take on, other people and do their campaigns, right? We're looking, like right now, Daphne and I are discussing basically what most would consider dead media, right? Comic books that we saw back in the 80s that nobody knows about, right? Or very few people know about them, but we talk to people about them. That, oh yeah, I remember that. And trying to get campaigns going for those, right? But it's getting to those people who owns those rights, and then some of them are crazy. So, it's a whole thing, right? But it's pushing myself, it's just constantly trying to push, myself, Jay, Tom, we're all involved in a thing, right? That we will hopefully be announcing soon, right? That we will hopefully have done and all the files in real soon, within a week.
Right.
But that's the sort of thing of like pushing myself, just keep pushing myself. And the higher I go, and for me, like, I know sometimes Jay rankles at it, but it's like, I call this my very expensive hobby, right? And I say that because it's what I do with passion and love, right? My hobby. I have my day job, that is what it is, but this is my hobby. And you do hobbies because you love them, because that's the only reason you do them. You don't do them for any other reason. Or at least I hope, you do them because you enjoy them. You do them to relax. I've been lettering for the last 2 weeks, and I come home from work, spreadsheets, trying not to murder a coworker, doing stuff like that. And I come home and I start lettering, and I'm like, oh, as tedious as it is, I'm very calm, and I'm like, oh, this is very nice, right? So that's what I try to you know. But yeah, but I never hit my goals. So, but I try. So, yeah. So Jay, you're up. But answer your own question.
All right. Well, you either bite off more than you can chew, and either choke on it and die, or or you end up figuring out how to swallow it, even if it's overtime, right? You guys mentioned about stopping, stuff like that. That's why I call this Unstoppable Comics. I'm not some great big engine of destruction that's going to plow through everything. I hit a ton of speed bumps. I do. I mean, like Tom, I hit one of the hugest speed bumps you can ever hit this past year, and you figure out how to get through it, how to overcome, right? I don't want to say you dive into the work, but the action of it all will help you determine like where you're going to go, how you're going to pivot, right? It's not just sitting down in the chair and thinking about it. You got to put the action out there, and with that comes the answers you're going to need to figure out how to pivot in whatever you want to do or whatever you want to achieve. I'm going back to Frank earlier. You know, I started with one book, dude, right? And I would, if I was that person that was starting off, I would kill to be at the place that I'm at right now. And where I'm at right now, it's like, what fire am I putting out today? You know, and there are moments though where I could sit back and enjoy that. Oh my God, I got this done. I got that done. Right. I'll look back at a book and I'm like, this was fucking awesome. Or I'll look back at a book and I'll cringe. I'm like, right. And this is from my own work, but you need to know the path that you went on to get to this point, right? You need to go through the wound, right? But you need to go through the hard part to figure out how to get better. And it's so fucking cliche, but it's the goddamn journey. Right? The pivot, the journey, the figuring out where to go next. When you get to look back at it, like Fred with his wrestling, you know, it was tough going through it, but he was able to turn it into something, right? And unless he went through it, he wouldn't have had anything to flip. So, you know, you just apply that with comics too, man.
You've been in the ship.
Fred, you were muted, brother.
No, I was saying it's so funny when you say something like Fred in his wrestling. It sounds so much cooler and more manly than like getting beat 13 times. You know,
You gotta add that bass, Fred. I gotta add that bass.
Hey, listen, at least you had the nerve to get in there, man.
I am turning it into a story. It's actually
Yeah.
one of my next comics is going to be
based
out of that.
Way to be, brother. Way to be.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did you end up like speaking to the girl afterwards or anything like that? Or
So funny PS to that story. I lost to her in the first round, and then somebody else lost to her in the second round, and then she lost in the finals of the tournament. But the guy that lost to her in the second round was on the sidelines crying. So I was very proud of the fact that though I lost to a girl, I didn't cry in front of anybody in person. You know, that came later.
In person.
So, yeah, it came later.
Way to be, brother.
Yeah, man.
All right, cool. Without a big intro, we're just gonna do this. All right, we're gonna kill the idol. Here we go. So yeah, I wasn't trying to do one. Chris, talk to me. What are we looking at?
We're gonna kill the idol. All right. Well, thanks to Frank, I'm also known as the other guy. So, Kill the Idol, Save the Girl is, as I stated prior, it's my first foray into writing a superhero story, and this superhero story is shrouded in paranoia. Our main character, as a kid, foresaw her parents and a large majority of her city get decimated in a random event, and the city brushed it off to the side as a random thing and just a freak accident. but she's one to start to believe that there's no such thing as freak accidents. So 10 years later, there's now a superhero flying around her city, and so she has to come to terms with her paranoia, of the unknown. So it's it started off as a one shot, and I decided to, and the reason why is that it was gonna be a publisher book, and I don't like to wait. Publishers kind of talk in circles. So I have two that are like, we'll see when it comes out, we'll see, but then they are looking for something like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say it's gonna be a full series of 1 through 4 going forward. But yeah, just something that's akin to, if you want to call it The Boys or Invincible or something edgy that people are familiar with right now. I would call it more like Watchmen because it's my overall take on superheroes. And if we all lived in a universe that had superheroes, there would be people who wouldn't trust them. And those same people would be like amongst us, and those are the people that you would probably have to watch more. Because what you don't trust is shrouded in fear. So it's just a time bomb of what she's going to do with that fear throughout the next 4 chapters. And then of course there's everything else I've done on the campaign as well. So there's a large backlog.
All right, cool, very nice. So how are we doing here? Let's look. So you got another 11 days. You've already doubled your funding goal. You got 72 backers, so you're doing good.
As of today, that's actually like kind of cool.
Yeah, very nice. I mean, it is a good looking book. I mean, all your books are good looking. So I mean, that's goes without saying. But
Well, thank you. Well, as I stated before, I don't generally like indie superhero books because they and this is probably going to get me in trouble at some point. A lot of them are created in almost a copycat of their favorite superheroes, but they don't understand why their favorite superheroes, why they were made, how they were made, and where they really come from. Like people like Spider-Man and like to emulate Spider-Man, but don't understand like what the common man really is when it comes to Spider-Man, and a lot of like like historical backing of why he is what he is. Same thing for Superman. So I don't try to create a superhero that's like my take on it. Instead it's the paranoia around the superhero that is where I'm from, because that's what I would generally do if there was a superhero. I wouldn't become that. I wouldn't emulate it. I'd be fearful. So somebody might get annoyed by it, but that's my jam right now.
Okay. Well, listen, man, you're doing great. You got another 11 days. Looks like really good looking book. So everybody go check it out. Very nice. All right. Let's see. Don't mind me. I'm trying to find. I know. I need a producer as well.
Is that right?
What the hell? Oh, there we go. Damn. All righty. Frank, talk to us. What's Moonhogs all about?
Yeah, thank you. So Moonhogs is it's not a superhero book, but it's what I call like a space opera meets family drama.
Mm-hmm.
So, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so I really like things like Thundercats, Star Wars, of course, Silverhawks, and what I'm looking for is this is a story. To give you the elevator pitch, it's a story about a moon colony, and it centers on a bunch of refugee families living on this moon colony, and one family in particular. The head of the family is a humanoid alien called Radic, and what happens is he works on the lunar colony, and he's trying to provide for his family, and he kind of accidentally perhaps stumbles upon the secrets behind the lunar colony and the elites behind the lunar colony, and having that information might put him in trouble. and put his family in trouble too. So that whole first issue deals with that main arc, that story arc of him potentially uncovering something in the system that might put him in danger. And like the thing that he uncovers is like a base corruption in the system. Yeah, so yeah, that's what it is. I was just trying to capture, like if I was going to do Silverhawks or I don't know, like a Gotcha Man or something like that. As I was going to mix it in with family drama and a little bit of cyberpunk as well. This is how I do it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. Now, when you envision this story as far as length, like how long do you think the series is going to be? Or just this arc, like how long is this going to go on?
I'm the tentative kind of very, very rough is maybe about 10 issues.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But as I've progressed with it, I've noticed I've made my writing a little bit tighter than it was, and I've learned how to condense things. So, like, I say the rough number 10, but I'm hoping maybe I could bring it down to 8 or something like that.
Right.
And I've already envisioned spin-offs as well, so maybe I could put those out as well. But for now, yeah, about 10 issues. I'm gonna say the rough number would be 10.
Okay, cool. Now, like I said, I started when I was really young. Now, what brought you into comics? Like, because it seems like you just got into it a few years ago. So I mean,
Right.
like, what hit that switch that was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do this comic book, and what got you to that place?
Yeah. So I was reading comics back in the late 80s. I liked Amazing Spider-Man. I still remember the issue. Amazing Spider-Man, the first volume, issue number 280. Yeah, 280. That's like right before the gang war. And I was reading those. I was reading Uncanny X-Men and even some G.I. Joe as well, the Real American Hero comic. So I got into it like in the late 80s, got off it in the 90s, and then, years went by, became an adult, tried to become a malfunctioning adult, and I got more into writing. And I started trying to dabble with short stories. But my writing is very long-winded and not so good. And then, my wife said, you're quite good at drawing. And I said, okay, then maybe instead of you should, pivot from writing and then, try your hand at drawing. Because maybe, take my incapacity in one level, on one genre, one field, and mix it with something I'm better with, and then see how it goes from there. So I've always kind of had these stories in my head. And then I just said, okay, I'll do it in a comic format. I haven't read comics books for like over 10 years, but I'll give it a shot. And then I rediscovered the comics from the late 80s, 90s when I was reading, and tried to read old issues and read issues that have come up since I left comics and try to catch up with them. And then, yeah, I've tried to improve my layout design along the way, and hopefully they could, things are going to get better as they go along, I'm sure. But hopefully it'll improve enough with this book that I could gain an audience and start becoming a creator. Maybe not full time, but more seriously, a creator.
All right, cool. Listen, man, I like it. One of the things I really appreciate is the way you move the camera around. You give different angles when people are talking, and it's not just, you see a lot of stuff from people that's just like the one shot, just dead on, and like, you moving around the camera, which is really good. So yeah, man, let's now. How many followers are you looking to gather before you launch?
I want to get, yeah, I got very few, very small right now. I want to get, I like you say, shoot for the stars, and then you end up with the moon maybe. But so I'm gonna say, I try to scale it back. I'm gonna go for 160 to, try to get 10 times at least, and then I'll start to feel more comfortable where I can start the launch. If I could get to 200, that would be monumental for me. But I think, I don't know how I'm gonna have to get there, but whether it's gonna be more podcasts or just videos, and just because so far I've just spent so much time on the book because I'm doing everything. So, but like I said, I'm about 3/4 of the way through, and then that's gonna leave some time up for me to go into promotion. Really hard and lean really hard into promotion, because I heard that's the harder mountain of the two. Some guys said that, finishing the comic is the easy part, and then I'm like, oh, damn.
Yeah, and the promotion is the tough part. Yes. Yeah, we can pretty much all attest to that. But yeah, it was a good looking book, man. Looking forward to it. Very nice.
Thank you.
Everybody, follow this man's campaign. It's a good looking book. Moonhawks.
Thank you very much.
All right, cool. All right, here we go. Nandor, what are we looking at?
All right, yeah. So this is my pre-launch page for Seasons Volume 3. Of course, all 3 volumes will be available. I thought I had some preview pages up there. I don't know. Maybe refresh it.
Let me see. Oh, there you go.
There we go. Yeah. I was like, where'd they go? But yeah, so there's some preview pages from Volume 3. And this is my supernatural, kind of grounded superhero story that follows Fletcher, our main character, Fletcher Eames, through 1 year of his life. And with each passing season, his abilities change. Yeah, I kind of pitch it as like M. Night Shyamalan's Unbreakable meets James O'Barr's The Crow. It's a very emotional story that is grounded in familial relationships and romantic relationships, and it kind of puts our main character Fletcher through the paces and of going through this journey, this path through self-discovery. And yeah, gorgeous black and white artwork is done by Anthony Gonzalez Clark, and we've done almost over 300 pages together on this series. So
Nice.
we've worked together for years, and he's evolving as an artist, and I'm evolving as a writer, and I think each volume is getting better and better. This Kickstarter is going to feature a softcover edition as well as a hardcover edition. I originally published these volumes 1 and 2 as hardcovers, and the softcover editions are coming out through SourcePoint Press, and so those will be available on this campaign, as will the softcover for Volume 3. So we'll have a couple of different options for people who have picked up volumes 1 and 2 in hardcover. We'll have a matching set for your bookshelf. And yeah, it's the series returns. Fletcher is a new man with old wounds. Will he find healing in his darkest days to come? This is fall. It's a much darker story than the previous volume, and we'll see Fletcher discover a new set of abilities. So in these preview pages, we see him flying. He's never had that ability before in volumes 1 or 2, and so he's trying to figure out what he can do now, and how these abilities are going to help him during this season of his life that he's going through. But I'm super excited about it. This is my favorite story of the series so far, and it's going to deal a lot with him trying to reconnect with his family that he's been estranged from, and kind of find new love and a new path forward, and kind of putting all the pieces of his life back together that people have been following the book have been kind of waiting for, to see what is the next steps that Fletcher needs to take after all of the things that he's gone through in the previous books, and he'll finally be able to kind of put his feet forward and see what he can do, and what a potential new life may look like for him.
All right, cool. Very nice. I just want to pull this up real quick because you also sent me another link.
Yeah, yeah, it should be. Just to let people know, if you're interested in, the series and you want someplace to start, this is the place to start. This is right now available for retailers to order and for customers to order through their local comic book shop. So if you're interested in reading my work and starting the series, Seasons is available to order, and retailers in the U.S., U.K., and Canada can pick up this book and order it. Like I said at the top of the show, final order cutoff is August 17th, so you have until that time to order it from your LCS. But this is volume 1. This is the beginning of this journey for Fletcher. And I got some great pull quotes from Brian Michael Bendis, Jim Zub, Colin Bunn, and a few other shows that were gracious enough to read the book and give me some pull quotes for it and encouragement for it. And I'm very, very happy with this product and happy to see this story, get new life essentially and get to a new market. And so, yeah, we are going to be releasing in stores on September 9th. And then that's for comic book stores. And then it'll be available in bookstores as well a few months later.
All right, cool. And when are you launching the actual campaign, the new campaign?
For volume 3, that will be in the fall. So it's going to coincide with the volume. Yeah.
Gotcha. So maybe October?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be the latest for sure.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Very nice. Good looking stuff. Everybody sign up or order it through your local LCS, which would be really cool. Very nice. Awesome books. This guy. Jesus, this dude. All right, Fred. This guy.
We'll say, do you want to do it for me now, JD, since you probably know the pitch as good as I do?
All right, Rosario, go for it.
Listen, I'm looking at his number. He kicked ass. Look at that, man. Almost $6,200. Way to go, Fred. Way to fucking go, bro.
Thank you. Yeah. We had a really strong end. Yeah. And it's going well. So in that case, you're right. I'll keep talking about it.
There you go.
You sit this one out, JD. So Fisticuffs is the story of a functional drunk whose comfortable life derails after a one-night stand has deadly consequences. It is the dark, twisted sense of humor of The Boys meets the explosive action of Invincible with the kind of deeply personal storytelling that you would get in like a Martin Scorsese movie. This book deals very closely with addiction, dysfunction, and a lot of deeply personal content and things that I've been through in my life. I was actually just going through the script and the pages on book 6 yesterday, and I got really choked up because I forgot how deep this eventually will get. So for those, we've had really nice responses and stuff, and people have been really into the book so far. But we haven't even scratched the surface. This is going to really tear up your guts here. But in this particular issue, book 4, where we're at in the story, this is by far the most absurdist, fun superhero shit that we get to lean into. Our protagonist finds himself in the vicinity of a giant blooming onion that is on a violent rampage, about to kill a bunch of people, and he's torn between a desire to try to help out and pitch in and do something, the fact that he's dealing with explosive diarrhea at the point in time. So he has to make a choice, like how does he finish? How does a man balance his bowels against mortal danger, and so forth. So in this issue, like I said, it's the most absurd, it's the most fun that we get. And if you guys are into really grim and gritty, twisted take on superhero that, like Chris was talking about earlier, I feel like this is certainly the kind of take that you don't get very often. I use a lot of superhero genre to tell a different type of story, and I kind of blend a few different genres to kind of give a story that I think is kind of closer to life, right? Like kind of how we how like our day-to-day life has like dark humor and twisted shit, maybe not quite giant blooming onion monsters, but certainly obstacles, shall we say. So it's a really deeply personal, deeply twisted story that hopefully has some serious content that can help some people along the way. And like Nando was saying, we also have some really nice pull quotes and stuff. Scott Snyder's been a nice champion of the book. Mark Russell, Dan Didio, and some others. And then the team has been incredible. Stan Yak is a visionary. If anybody's looking for an artist, I cannot recommend anybody any higher than I could stand. I like to describe him as like a naughty Jim Lee. He kind of does really nice, beautiful, pristine forms, but he does them in kind of like a messy punk rock story, like Jim Lee might draw if nobody was looking around, But so Stan's been phenomenal. Timothy Brown and Robert Nugent have developed a really lush, beautiful color scheme on the book. It looks like a Dario Argento film, and then Dave Sharp brings it all together with the letters. Kiss Kiss does a phenomenal job on some of the variant covers, and I've had one of the most generous collaborators that I can recommend as well. I'm just blessed with the team I have and the story that we got to tell. So if you guys haven't yet, please jump on board Fisticuffs, see what all the insanity is all about, and get in now because, man, what's coming in the next few issues, it's going to hurt.
All right, cool. So this is on, what is it, late pledge?
Late pledges, yep.
Okay, how long are you going to keep that open for?
At least until, I would say the 25th or so. I may keep them going into August, but right now I got a few shows lined up and things that I know that I want to at least be live for that.
All right, cool. So everybody go check it out. He's already funded, so this is coming out for sure. Mm-hmm. Great book. So great book, so go check it out. Very nice.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see who's up next. Oh, I know. This other guy. He's always fighting the planet. Go ahead, Jay. What do we got?
New York versus the World, #1, in full color and remastered. This is my take on the zombie apocalypse in New York City. It always bothered me when people say New Yorkers can't survive the zombie apocalypse. F that. No. We're the most resilient, toughest, stubborn, pig-headed, brutal city on the face of this planet. All right. If you remember movies like New York versus the World or The Warriors, we're trying to look at that type of aesthetic. Is that post-apocalyptic or near post-apocalyptic city? 15 years after when the zombie apocalypse broke out, what they did in New York City was they flooded the tunnels and they blew the bridges. Nothing came in or out of the city. It took them 15 years to clean it out, and now that they do, they're letting people in. Every good zombie story always has that layer of subtext, whether it's communism, capitalism, racism. This is dealing with xenophobia. What happens when you have one group of people on this side of the wall trying to protect their family, and you have another group of people on the other side of the wall trying to find a safe place to keep their family? You wrap that up in a zombie package, and it's just bound to explode. This is going to be 24 pages. It's going to be full colored. Like I said, it was remastered. The original came out in black and white. And I've learned how to be. No, I've had some technical advancements since this was first released, and we learned how to have a sharper eye on the stuff that we're doing. So this is getting a hell of a polish and some slight rescripting in the dialogue. Our one of our big things is we've had so many repeat backers. This is going to be my 33rd Kickstarter campaign. So one of the things I'm doing to reward the people who keep coming back is I always attach a holofoil premium trading card at no extra charge. It's in there. It's on our dime. It's our way to say thank you because we don't have any, frequent flyer miles. We don't have that little card that says you could get your 7th coffee for free.
Well, why not? Why don't you?
Thank you. I got no answer. Oh no, I do have an answer. Because I got a list of everybody who's backed me a Kickstarter, and I could cross-reference it when you come back. There we go. So they all get rewarded with that. It's going to be launching not tomorrow Monday, but the following Monday. I want to at least send out the digital reward from my previous campaign. It's going to take me about 5 weeks for my books to come back from the printer. So while that's going on, I'll have this bad boy going, but at least the digital rewards will be in everybody's hands for the last campaign. I got a lot going on before New York Comic Con. I'm just trying to have all of that in hand, and also, like I said earlier, make sure I got a roof over my head at the same time. Right? I can buy a lot of product, or I can pay the rent. One of two things.
So Glenda's not listening.
Oh, she busy bee. We shall be. Okay, everybody in this home right now is working on getting ready for our biggest event, which is New York Comic Con. We announced this on Friday at Comic Book Streamland. We're returning, and we have bitten off a lot more than I could chew. I said that earlier, right? We put off. We're getting a huge space, 10 by 20, and if anybody's going to New York Comic Con, I can't wait to see you over there. But yeah, we're working all day getting ready for this event.
All right, cool, very nice. I like it.
Thanks.
All right,
I'm sorry. One more thing. One more thing about that. The final card in our crossover independent, our creator. Shit, what was it? It was the CCIC, our comic creator independent cards, right? So my final contribution to those cards will be the first stretch goal in this book. I believe there's one more to be released after that, or one more to be announced after that, right? But the entire set should be complete by the end of the year. So I have card number 8 coming out. Even though it's issued card number 9, it is going to be card number 8 released in the set, and that's coming out soon. I mean, it's a stretch goal in this book. Excuse me.
There you go.
There we go.
This is the set right here that he's talking about.
Yes.
So this is a set that myself, Tom, Jay, Marvin Wynn, and Robert Moltari are part of. So if you get all of our campaigns, you'll get these cards, and on the back of it, it forms an image. So it's like you can turn it to the back, and you put the cards together in like a 9-card sheet, and you can see the whole thing together. All the cards have already been printed, so that's not an issue. Everybody already has their cards, so they're going to automatically go into their pledges.
Right. It's called the CCTC. I thought it was CCIC.
Okay.
Creator. Shit, it was right there. CCTC. There we go.
There you go. Creator Collection Trading Cards.
There we go.
CCTC. There you go. All right. So my campaign currently running. This is Dreamweavers number 3. It's about 4 kids. Whenever they go to sleep, they wake up in the evening in the bodies of their role-playing game characters, and their role-playing game characters find themselves in a situation where the world is being invaded by demons, and they're out there and they're battling these demons, and that's what the story is about. I have some sexy covers as usual. So go check it out. We have, I think, another 13 days or 12 days. Another 13 days. We've already funded, so the book is going to come out. The book is already complete and ready to go. So you can just go check that one out. And real quick, the Oswald Chronicles I also have up. And this is, we were just passing through. This is a reprint. I originally printed this in black and white. Right, so now I have it with a brand new cover, and I also have it in color. So this is a remaster, re-release, and like I said, now it's in color. So if you want to see it in color, go check this one out as well. All right, so that's that, and I got another few days left. And my last thing I'm going to put up is this thing, and this is for the Armiger guys. I worked with these guys. This is for Tenchi Muyu. I released a book I did a book back in the 90s, Tenchi Muyu's, for Pioneer or P Anime, and they released that book before this campaign, and we did very well. We raised about 150,000 on that project. Now they're looking to do an anime, not based on my book, unfortunately, but it's a new story, and they're working with the original producers, the original writers, or original voice actors, and all that stuff. And listen, they were looking to raise 400K. They're already over that, and they still have 56 days to go. So, and they were over 3,000 backers. So good on them, and I wish them all the best of luck, because this is going to be pretty awesome when it comes out. And it seems like there are a lot of Tenchi fans out there, and they really want to see this come out. So it's really good. So good on them. All right. All right. Tom, you got a question?
No.
Son of a gun.
No. No.
It's all right. That's okay. That's all right. I got you covered, Tom. I got you covered. All right. We'll go softball. Who is your favorite comic creator today? Like your current person that if they put out something, you probably pick it up. And it doesn't matter. Marvel, DC, whoever. Who would you say fits that slot for you? I think Fred. We're up to you.
Can it be a team?
Sure.
Right now, I'm a big fan of the Ice Cream Man guys, Maxwell Prince and Martin. What about his name? Is it Motorazzo? Morazzo. Yes. Excuse me. But I'm a big fan of Ice Cream Man. I think it's a brilliant book. Their palindrome issue in particular was really brilliant, and I loved the first the Superman story they did, the Kryptonite Spectrum. So I can't wait to see. I know they've got Dead Man out right now, which is I'm probably going to pick up the next time I hit my shop. And I just can't wait to see what they're going to keep doing with more mainstream titles, because those guys do some really great stuff.
I agree. Chris. Oh no, excuse me, Chris. Wait, Chris. I'm supposed to be Nandor, so just give me a minute. Sorry, Chris. Nandor, who are your people? Oh, I scared Chris. Damn it, sorry.
Yeah, he was like, oh man, he's gonna go look at his stash. Well, so I'm gonna go super indie because I wanna shout out one of my favorite creator friends. I wish I had his books on my desk here, but anything that he does, I pick up and I back instantaneously. And he's a writer, artist, colorist, letterer. He does all of his stuff all on his own. And it's amazing, amazing work that I recommend everyone check out and everyone look at on Kickstarter. And I think he has, his website is leviwastaken.com. But his name is Levi Hoffmeyer.
Mm-hmm.
And he did this series called Mayflower that he self-published. That was a sci-fi series that followed this cast of characters that were dealing with these technological kind of overlords. But he has this new book out. The first 2 issues are out, and it's called Remaster Monk. And it's a beautifully drawn series that and very very fun and entertaining series about kind of a commentary on the need for technological distraction that we all face, and the heroes in this story in this fantasy world are kind of pushing back against technology, and the characters are so fun. There's like this talking penguin and this talking bear, and also this monk, this like samurai monk, that they're all on this journey together. And it's just so much fun, and it's beautifully drawn. And he's done some covers for some Halo novels, for some Halo books. So he's gotten some work out there. But I just think he's one of the best creators in the indie scene, and his stuff is something that no matter what he does, anytime I see it, I'll always pick it up.
All right, cool. Frank, what are your thoughts?
So yeah, going back to the 80s and 90s when I first got into comics, so I really like. He just came back recently. John Byrne, his works I like, especially his art. I loved Excalibur, the first volume, like with Alan Davis, Paul Neary, Chris Claremont. Yeah. Those were great, great things to cut your teeth on when when I just started. As far as like more recent stuff, I've really gotten. There's Derek Loffman. I think he wrote Ruin World. It's kind of like it's got like anthropomorphic animals as well, just shifting away from just strictly superhero genre, but it's got like anthropomorphic characters, because I also would like to branch out into other genres, and I'd like to do like some comedies as well, and anthropomorphic characters, like just a good segue into that kind of world that I like. So yeah, Derek Loffman, and also I got because I also want to branch into comedy. I got into Gru.
Okay.
Yeah, like stuff like that.
Gomez.
Yes. Gru was been reading some of the back issues there. I really like that. I like that something like that. I'd like to implement, not so much in Moonhogs, but some of the other stuff going forward. And just one more thing, there was Stringers, as far as like a more contemporary Stringers, which is about these newscasters, guerrilla newscasters, guys. It was from Mark Guggenheim, I think. I read it was about a 4-issue series called Stringers, and it was out on Image. That one was a really cool story. I think there's a movie called Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal. Not like Nightcrawler of the X-Men, but about these guerrilla. Yeah,
good movie.
This series called Stringers kind of like ties into that story. So yeah, I think it was a 4-issue series on. It's available on Image, and that really helped me. Like I said before, trying to get my writing condensed. That kind of helped me to do that. Yeah. So yeah, all those and much more. Great influences.
All right, cool. Chris, what do you think?
It's a toss-up between Bochi, Dr. Stone, lineage, or Akira Toriyama. Actually, I lied. No, it's not. Akira Toriyama is my favorite. Forever will always will be. Even though I'm wearing GT, Toriyama will always be my favorite.
Now, for those of us who are poorly educated in manga, what does he do, or what has he done?
Akira Toriyama is most known for the global hit Slump. I'm kidding. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Of course, if you guys know Dr. Slump, then hey, what's up? But the global phenomenon, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. I don't count GT because once again that wasn't him, and I rarely count Super because I think he was past his prime. But no, that is my guy, and I have a couple of books that are inspired by him that I've done, such as Jazz. Jazz has a really big Toriyama influence, but no, that's the guy to go for.
All right, cool. Fred, you're muted.
He answered this, didn't he?
Oh, I already went.
You went first. Yeah.
Tom.
My answer was no good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. That's why I needed
Try
you to answer.
again.
No, Tom. What are your thoughts?
I don't think the question is who is it that we like that we would just buy regardless of what it is. I don't think that there is anything. Because for me it's what it is what the content is that I have to be engaged with. There are people that I like that I'm like, okay, I like this guy, I like this artist, whatever. But it doesn't mean that, like, if I like what you do with Wonder Woman and you go and do Swamp Thing, I'm not going to care because I don't care about Swamp Thing. So, it's like Art Adams. I collect Art Adams art almost across the board. But like when he does all this like action comic stuff and Superman, I'm like, oh God, I don't really care. But then it's in the dollar bins and I'm like, fine, I'll buy it for $1. I don't really have people that I chase. They're people that I like, that when they say they're doing something, I'll take notice. Okay, what is it? Nah, not for me. So it's all the content for me. It's not who makes it. It's what is being made. So I don't really have anyone like that.
All right. I mean, that's fair. Jay, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm following Daniel Warren Johnson. I don't know. He locked me in with Dual Power Bomb. That hit me in all the right spots, and I ended up looking for his previous work. Picked up a lot of his previous stuff, and he hit me with Transformers. I mean, I was not a Transformers fan like that, but I was following that religiously because he was on it. Then he left it, and I'm like, it's not hitting the same way. But DWJ, I'm with him.
All right.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because the name I'm about to mention is a guy who's been producing comics for the last 20 plus years. And I only just started reading his stuff like 2 or 3 years ago. And that's Jeff Johns. Right? So I just, within the last few years, I've read his Green Lantern stuff and
It's
mostly
amazing.
Ghost Machine. I love his Ghost Machine stuff.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Geiger's so good. Yeah.
And the other person I just want to throw in there as an honorable mention. Well, there's always Bill Willingham for me, but another honorable mention is Jason Aaron on Bug Wars. I really like Bug Wars.
That was good. I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's finally doing the second volume. So
Nice.
coming out with that. So
Nice.
that's always good. Yeah. All right, Jay.
I can't wait to.
No, so go ahead, Fred. Go.
I was just gonna say I'm really excited to see Southern Bastards get a show. That was one of my favorite books from him.
Cool.
Okay. I didn't read that. Bug Wars got me. I like Bug Wars. I was with it.
Mhm.
All right. My question. It's a softball, hopefully. If you guys had the money, would you rather exhibit at San Diego Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con?
All righty. I think we're back at Nandor.
This is the easiest answer possible.
For you. That's why you go last.
I'll tell you in a couple weeks after San Diego. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I would probably. I did go to New York Comic-Con last year, and I really did love it. So I think I would pick New York.
Okay. Cool. Frank, what are your thoughts?
I would lean towards San Diego, but from what I've heard in these days, the last few years, it's been more about merchandising with, like, say, toys and DVDs, or like just like it's. From what I've read, I don't know. I've never been there before, but like it's kind of leaned more and more away from comics year by year. So yeah, that's like the one caveat I would have. But I'd go for San Diego just because it's like, it's the big daddy of them all. Like it's like the Wimbledon of comic conventions. But I think New York would also be edge for number 2. So I would still say overall San Diego.
All right, cool. Chris, what are your thoughts? You're muted.
Yeah, of course, that would happen to me right when I start talking. No, it's no question. New York. Why would I? First of all, as the 55th member of the Wu-Tang Clan, I'm gonna go right back to where we started.
Oh, man.
Also, JD owes me residency, so I'll be staying with him. So I mean, it's all in the bag.
There you go.
Cool.
Nice. Fred, what are your thoughts?
Is your booth too big, JD? Is that it? You want some company? I mean, I'm free this year.
Subletting.
Yeah, right. Honestly, I think I would have to lean San Diego. Not that I wouldn't rather. I mean, I think there's a lot of things about New York I'd rather do, but I've honestly just never seen the left coast, and I would like to go out there and just see what it's like. If I was in San Diego, I'd like to see a ball game in that Petco Park. I'd like to. There's a lot of stuff I would like to do out there and see. I'm from New Jersey. I've been to the Javits Center. I've enjoyed New York Comic Con before. I think I would love to go now as like a comic book guy and sell my stuff there and see what that feels like. But just as a bucket list thing, like I just want to be on the West Coast at least once in my life and see what it's like. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. All right, Tom, let us know.
Well, so it does depend a little bit on what you're trying to sort of get out of it. So New York Comic Con is the biggest Comic Con that exists because it is still very, very Comic Con. The Artist Alley alone is the size of a good Comic Con, and that's just Artist Alley.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like what Frank was saying, San Diego has shifted a lot over the years, but New York's doing the same thing. New York is shifting their main floor. It's becoming more brand oriented. There are almost no publishers there anymore. So really the comic part of New York Comic Con is Artist Alley. And that Artist Alley is wild. It's undeniably spectacular. The people that are there, epic. So if you're going to do New York Comic Con, to me, if I were to go back and do it, I've done it multiple times. If I were to go back and do it, I would go to Artist Alley because that's where the comic book people truly exist in that realm. Now, San Diego is maybe twice the size of New York, but one of the advantages is it's all on one floor. It's not multiple. You don't have to go up and down and move around. It's all right there. Now it's a walk, but it's all right there. So it's very easy. You can just kind of walk and see everything as you're going to wherever you're going. Basically, all of the publishers still go to San Diego. So if you're going to go out and be like, hey, I want to talk to editors or talk to, artists or whatever, it's the place that the publishers still all go. So there's that extra sort of element of, potential connection and FaceTime and actual, eye-to-eye discussion versus like this stuff and messaging and emails. So there is that. There's a reason that those publishers are out there. And then it's just ease of use. San Diego is immense, but the ease of use as far as getting in and getting out is, it's easy. It sounds crazy, but it's easy. There's nothing easy about New York Comic Con. Nothing is easy about New York Comic Con. So what I have found is I did New York a few times. I enjoyed the convention. I hate the city, but I would go to New York Comic Con in Artist Alley. It's something that I've contemplated potentially doing, even if it's for like our 20th anniversary, just to go back and be there. But San Diego I've gone to San Diego so many times. I've watched it grow into what it is. But I can see far more value in like just a personal sense of a creative sense, because just everybody's there. You can probably talk to just about anybody you possibly could want to at some point if you're patient and if you're roaming around the image booth. Well, there's Todd and there's Ryan Otley and there's time that you can just kind of, as a creator, not just as like random fans, but if you're as a creator and you can come up and be like, hey man, I do comics and I do this and I do this. Can I give you a card? Can I give you a sample book? Whatever. That's possible at San Diego. It's not at New York.
Cool. Now, to add a little something to your question, Jay, if it's an all expense paid trip, I'll go to San Diego first.
Yeah.
Because I've been to New York. I'll go to San Diego. And I've been to San Diego, we did it 7 or 8 times in the 2000s. Great show. And it's massive, like Tom said. Like, I'm serious when I say, and Tom, correct me if I'm wrong or if you remember it differently. If you walk down the center of the show, and there are banners that go all the way down, and if you walk down the center and you look down one end, it goes all the way to the horizon line, and you turn around and you look the other one, it goes all the way down to the horizon line.
Sure. Yeah.
It's crazy. And walking from one end of the show to the other end of the show with just walking, it is about 45 minutes. Just a straight walk. Not stopping, not looking, not gawking, not talking to anybody. It's just a straight walk. It's about 45 minutes. So yeah, it's massive. New York,
you won't have seen anything if you're in that one aisle. You'll have to still do all the other aisles. To see everything.
Right. So I mean, New York is massive, and I think we probably have more people that come to it, right? But yeah, I mean, if given my druthers, I'd go back to San Diego only because I've been there and I haven't been back in at least 15 years. So, yeah. Jay.
All right. So New York Comic Con, I could say this because I've done it 16 out of my 18 years. It is 5 blocks long currently. It is 3 floors. Right, Artist Alley's in the. They say it's the basement. It's not the basement. I mean, it's technically the basement, but it's just another sales floor, stacked one on top of the other. They've got a 5-floor addition, which has all their panels, and the top floor is split into 2 rooms. But if it's open all the way, it rivals Hall H. Their footprint for activations is massive. I don't know if San Diego did this, but when we came back from the pandemic, that first year they had Dave Grohl do a mini concert for all the vendors on Wednesday, and then that Friday, the last panel of the night was for the Ghostbusters movie. They had cast there and stuff like that. And the reason why it was the last panel for the night is because they played the movie for everybody months before it came out. They had a huge advanced screening. But all expense paid, I do San Diego because of all the merch that we have. That's a 4-day drive to New York. I can't.
And Calderon, you don't know this because you haven't been there in a long time, but San Diego Comic Con is now outside too.
Really?
Like it has taken over the gas lamp quarter. There are booths and setups and stuff.
Really?
Like all outside too.
Towards the tail end of when I was going, they started having things on the outside, and they even started having like small events that were attached to the show.
Yeah.
The only time I ever applied for San Diego, before it became the IMDb boat, they asked me if I wanted to exhibit on the boat. Like, no, man. It's dead for me. You know what I mean? But all expense paid, because I want to be at the hotel across the street. I want to have a nice room. I don't need a penthouse. I don't care about the view. I just need a nice room that I can sleep in quickly, right? Because I don't know about you guys, but when you're doing a big convention, that wipes you out, guys.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted at the end of the convention, man.
Dude, I remember when we were going, there was at least 6 of us to a room, and we've had as many as 10.
Not gonna happen for me.
And the thing is even with that, we were still spending about $750 each.
Dang.
Yeah, because we were there for like 6 days. and the rooms are like, when I was going, they were $350 a night. I would imagine now they're around $450, $500 a night.
Shit,
So-
5 nights, 6 nights, right?
It'll depend on how close you are, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you
I-
can go if you go on the rail and you go a little bit further down. Yeah, you can get them cheaper
Yeah.
for sure.
It was always a bucket list for me to get a room at the Marriott directly next door. You know, those curved
Yeah,
hotels. And I
Mhm.
finally got to do it when we were with Aspen. And there was
Mhm.
like 6 dudes in that room. And I was like, just give me the air mattress. I'm staying right here. I'm not moving.
yeah,
This is what's happening. I'm checking off this bucket list.
yeah.
There was a time I'd be able to do that. There was a time I'd say, "Yeah, give me a pillow. I'll sleep on the floor." Fuck out of here now with that. The room's in my name. I'm getting a bed. You could get the tub. You could get the closet. I'm getting.
They're pretty good because they'll bring you rollouts to your room if you request them. Like we stayed in a room where we had like 2 fulls, and then they brought us, and then like the couch converted, and then we had like 2 rollouts.
Yeah.
That they brought into the room for us. So most of the hotels are pretty accommodating, but you're gonna pay out the nose. You're gonna pay out the nose. And the craziest thing is, if you go the week after the show, that same room is like $89. That same room is $89. It's killer, But yeah, it is what it is. They get that show and they pack everybody in there,
Damn.
So, yeah. All right, gentlemen, we made it to hour 2. Thank you so much. You guys were all fantastic. Let's start with Nandor, please. Where can we find you and your work, sir?
Yeah, so just a reminder, everyone, go sign up for Seasons Volume 3 on Kickstarter. I think I saw we hit 150 followers, so thank you for those of you who followed and who have supported me over the last few years. But yeah, go follow the pre-launch page. Go to your local comic book shop and order Seasons Volume 1 Spring from Source Point Press through Lunar Distribution. FOC is August 17th, so you have plenty of time to visit your shop and support your local comic book store. And you can find me about anywhere on social media at Nandor Fox on X. You can find me at Nandor Fox Shaffer on Instagram and Nandor Fox Shaffer on Facebook. And go visit foxholecomics.com and order some books. I'd really appreciate it.
All right, cool. Fred, where can we find you and your work, sir?
You can find me at Schwartz Art LLC on all the main socials, as well as www.schwartzart-llc.com. And please look up Fisticuffs Book 4. Still accepting late pledges on Kickstarter now. Yeah, that's all.
All right, cool. Chris.
You can find me on Twitter, Crystal Inc. But I don't like Twitter that much anymore. So if you go to my Instagram, you can see all of our comic books. You can see all my skits. That's Crystal _Inc. And then of course there's my link tree and all my bios, so you don't have to do too much digging. And just like Fred was saying, back book. So check out Kill the Idol, Save the Girl. So I got 11 more days, and I probably got to do 2 more interviews for this thing. So that's it. Thank you for your time.
All right, cool. Frank, where can we find you and your work, sir?
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, it's gonna be, I'm on the main socials like X, Twitter, Instagram. So like at Mark Osgood Comics. So OSGOODCOMIX. So that's where I am for me, most of the socials. And except for Instagram, my Instagram is Frank Osgood Comics. Also comics with a COMIX, all one word. And yeah, I'm also on, I do a lot of stuff on Substack as well. And Kickstarter, just, I'll have my link tree on all my socials, and I have a link to the Kickstarter on all my socials as well. But just so you know, it's Moonhogs, 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 the Kickstarter. So yeah, thank you very much. Please check it out.
Cool. Tom?
BigDogInc.com. Get your books. We'll be back with Kickstarter in August for the next Legend of Oz series. I'll be in San Diego in 2 weeks. I'll be at the Antarctic Press booth with all kinds of critter exclusives and merch and stuff there. In September, I'll be at Monroe Comic-Con with CB Zane, but we're also going to announce and have our new critter artist making his first appearance with us there too.
Cool. Jay.
UnstoppableComics.com. You can find all my social media links on the website. And then Friday, some of the guys that you see here, Comic Book Streamland on YouTube, 8 p.m. Eastern. And New York Comic Con, October. See you then. Oh, and of course, New York versus World on Kickstarter. Launching next Monday.
Very nice. So you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, DeviantArt, all those different places. Right now on Kickstarter with Dreamweavers and the Oswald Chronicles. And next week back here, again with some of these fine gentlemen. And please, everyone, check out the show notes. Because in the show notes are the links to all of these creators' campaigns. All of these creators are impassioned, all of them are driven, all of them are dedicated to their work and their crafts. So please click on those links and buy those books, because these creators, they're making awesome books. So please support them and buy their books. So thank you so much, everybody. And just remember, read more indie comics, especially ours. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you.